Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade
in the
in the
City.
City.
I am your girl Treese,
It's Nels.
and today we are. What the hell am I talking about? We are jumping.
Jumping in.
We're jumping into. Um,
Having deep.
you're funny. Our recap review of the Love and Marriage of the Huntsville America's #1 city. Season 7, episode 5. Sex
They
lies.
got a new area with a new bar. So look,
Yeah,
they coming up in the world.
Okay.
But what she said is called Mid City.
Mid City. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I need to go to Mid City. So yeah, this episode is called Sex, Lies, and Videotape. I feel like we've heard that on so many other episodes and so many networks.
Right. I was like, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that, I was like, there's no way this is the right episode.
Right. I felt the same way. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. So yeah, y'all, if you haven't already, our Shade Squad and all of our new viewers, please make sure that you hit that like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's jump right into it. Let us know your thoughts on this episode. I was just telling Nels, it was, but it was, and of course
I do have a favorite part though.
Of course, they saved the best for last and then left us on a cliffhanger like they like to do. But yeah, let's get into it and let's get shady. So we see Martell is still talking to Chris and the other guy, I don't know his name, going off about Marsau not giving credit where it's due. It says that, he would have a conversation with Marsau if he thought it was going to go anywhere. However, he knows who his boy is. And he's, going to do a lot of talking around what he said, which we all know Marsau does. And Chris and his other homeboy are just kind of shocked because that he's so fired up about this. And they were like, well, sir, we didn't realize you were so passionate about this. Now, we then see Tisha with Macy and Mila, I believe their names are.
Good job.
Oh, they have gotten their first set of orders from their hair care line, and she wants them to put in some work so they can get a feel of what it takes to run a business, okay? Now, Marsau comes by to micromanage the assembly line and critique Tisha, of course, because that's what he does best. And then they excuse the girls and they discuss the town hall. He wasn't feeling Stormy and Courtney's feedback, mainly Stormy's. Tisha lets Marsau know that she sat down with Stormy and she said, and this is, I guess, some stuff that was kind of like off camera. But she said that she sat down with Stormy and said that, Stormy said she would try not to refer to Marsau as, okay. And said the word isn't that big of a deal for her because she grew up hearing that. And I was like, so Miss Betty was running around calling you.
She didn't say she was calling her. She said she heard it.
Well, that's true. Marsau
I'd have been calling her sister that. They've been going at it for God knows how long.
So Marsau refuses to give her a reaction. And Tisha asks if he can try not to poke at other business owners in a business meeting for the sake of her wanting to have a relationship with Stormy. And he basically tells her that he doesn't really see a value in that relationship with Stormy. He doesn't see it as valuable. I said, oh, okay.
You know what, though? The thing is with that, I didn't ask you that.
Right.
I asked you to not poke the bear. Okay.
Right.
Because clearly I see value in it. So if it doesn't matter to you, is you're just saying F what I say? F what I'm asking for?
But I thought a really good point was made. Somebody said, it goes back to what Mel was saying. He gets really, I guess, kind of, I'm trying to find the word, but he feels a way when she gets around powerful women that can put her in a place of, you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. They don't have her looking at her life like, what the hell are you doing? What the hell do you own?
Right.
If you own these, then why the hell are you, why are you getting kicked out of your business? And yeah. Things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kimmy's friend Andrea stops by to see her and catch up, and gives her some gifts to help her with her libido. Apparently, and I think to tighten up, because apparently we got eggs dropping in the damn toilet and stuff. We got some work to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said,
when
yeah,
when she said she fell out, I said,
like the egg, like, okay. You look, your face.
I'm having trouble getting the egg in, much less it ain't falling out or nothing. But
Um, so Kimmy says that she thinks it's a lot to do with the fact that, you know, she doesn't always feel pretty, and the side effects of the medication. Apparently this medication, you know, they constantly are putting people on antidepressants for it. She doesn't feel like she was depressed, but really, you know, you never know. So also Andrea suggests that she go, you know, see a therapist, maybe a sex therapist. Kimmy thinks this is a great idea because last time they went to therapy, the therapist was saying the same exact things that she was saying, but somehow the therapist was able to get through to him and she was not. Although he really didn't implement every single thing that was brought up, but she does know that every little bit helps. Now, her friend tells her that, boo, you need 12 weeks. Just randomly, 12 weeks of this sex therapy. She's like, girl, first of all, how you gonna tell me how much time I need? How much time do you? She said we need a month. Okay. Listen, I ain't coming for you in your relationship. We needed months. I'm telling you, you don't need as much as us, but please do go. Now, Tisha and Marcel are shooting a promo for.
okay, so your thoughts on that conversation?
Which one?
The one with her friend.
I mean, what part? What are you talking about?
So, as you, and this is just me, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna always be supportive of you. You know me. I'm gonna try to be uplifting as possible. But more than likely, I would probably be pissed off that you're still so gung ho after going through what you went through, worried about this bedroom and this man and this pressure that he's putting on you. I think that I would be so disgusted. So I don't know, as a friend,
let me say this.
I don't know. I just felt like it was like,
I think
not bad friend, but if you understand what I'm saying, if you came at me like that, I would look at you like, girl.
Let me say this, because I feel like Kimmy did it even on screen talking to her friend. We have context. We saw things that the friend didn't see. We saw the conversation between Maurice and Kimmy. So we know how deep it is. She's only getting Kimmy's side. And we actually saw her kind of stand up for Maurice, even during this conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, he thinks I'm pretty, even when, you know, he thinks I'm prettier than I am, and da-da-da-da-da, and, you know, maybe it could be because of this. So it's not coming from, the friend is not seeing both sides. The friend is seeing Kimmy's side and what Kimmy's saying, and we know that Kimmy also stands up for Maurice. So I didn't feel any type of way because she's only getting her side. But we have context. We know what the real is. You know what I'm saying? Maybe her friend might feel differently after she, you know, sees it play out on air. You know what I'm saying? So, now Tisha and Marcel are shooting a promo for Bet on Black, which is a casino night that they're going to be having at their lounge. Marcel is trying to direct Tisha on how not to be a housewife so much, and look single and flirty, and tells some lady, I don't know, that maybe, you know, she need to show her how to do it.
Andrea, well, really, I think her name was Andrea. Maybe.
Why all these people got all the same names? Well, Andrea, okay, to do it or whatever. Is that her name? But really,
don't get me lying. Huh? And now I think about it, I don't know if that's her name. I'm assuming that's her name. I think that's her name.
I know the last lady's name.
It starts with an A.
Okay. Well, really, I think Marsau is the one that needs to be directing Tisha, since we know that he is a bitch and he acts single majority of the time. Apparently, this is one of their many charity events. I believe it's the one that Mel was talking about, that, you know, they made a GoFundMe for. So they're trying to raise money so that, I guess it's a foundation called Every Child Deserves a Home. Yeah. Something like that. So the proceeds from this is going to go to, I guess, buying a home for a family. And then, they're doing these takes talking about, we got this. We just going, we one take it, one and done. We got this. I swear, after 150
They
million times,
didn't have it.
they
They didn't have
finally
it.
got it. Finally. And I don't remember what she said. She said something like, acting is hard. He said, I think it was harder for people to watch us act. Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like that was the majority of the scene.
Sorry, Marsau goes by to see Martell and he fills him in on the dinner with Nell and Chris. He calls him Messy Fletch now. Now he congratulates Martell. Apparently, he, I guess, heard about the home that he's building.
Is that what that was?
No,
I'm confused.
I think he was building that to sell, I feel.
Oh, probably the project that they were working on.
Yeah. I don't think he's living there. Yeah.
Because because once Fletcher got there, I said,
yeah.
I was confused. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
So Martell brings up the issue he had with him mentioning something about not paying speakers, but then finding out there were paid speakers. And if anybody should have been paid, it should have been Mel. I said,
and basically said,
who is
if
this
she wanted to get
Martell?
up there and speak, he said if she wanted to get up there and speak, she would have. Let's not act like you were the one that didn't want her to speak. Boo-boo. I said, oh.
So while he's going in on Marsau, he gets a call from Chris, and he said that he's outside putting up a for sale sign. So then Martell is confused because he's like, I thought the house was sold. And I said, oh, well, Chris.
So initially what I thought was, because I was trying to give Chris some grace, I was like, well, maybe you messed up his sale since your ass wouldn't get out the damn house.
Right.
Maybe they said, screw it. But when Chris didn't follow up with that, I said, okay, well, maybe that ain't it.
Well, Martell says he isn't worried about Chris's for sale sign, and he won't be leaving until he has a place to go.
He said until Chris find him one.
And he said, as long as he's paying, it shouldn't be an issue. I said, wow. So now
they don't want that rent money. Okay.
So I don't know if they're at this point, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, I think that I don't want to believe Martell is this trifling. So I'm gonna say that this is like he's playing this out as storyline. Like him and Chris are doing this as part, and this is not a real thing. I don't want to. I really want to believe Martell is not this trifling. And to his friends, I
believe Chris wants to sell that house and make that money.
I don't want to believe Chris is this crazy to allow his friendship to affect his business.
I think Chris really wants him out, and I think he really wants to make that money off that sale. So, and he's trying his damnedest to be as nice as he possibly can without calling the police and getting him removed from the house.
Because I would just stop taking the money. Like if I really want you out that bad, even if it's I need you, I don't know. So anyway, so Chris comes inside to clear up what he communicated to Marsau and Tisha at the dinner. Marsau brings up the whole theory of them having, a whole platform versus those that attended the expo who didn't. Martell doesn't like how he's trying to belittle Mel and her business when he wouldn't be there or be who he is without a platform. Valid points. He asked Martell what advice he would give about business failures. And Martell is like, he, doesn't really have anything to offer. We know Martell is not a good talker, interview. Like you can't get it, but Marsau is quick on his toes. That's why this was never going to work. And Marsau says, well, I have no problem sharing my failures. And so Martell calls him out and says he wasn't willing to talk about his bankruptcy until Martell said something about his bankruptcy.
Also, Martell said, we ain't have no failures, but we always been on top.
Right.
I said,
but Marsau says, and that's why I wouldn't pay you to be on stage. They go back, and it was just a back and forth. And basically Martell feels like the Scotts were, wanted to be him and Mel. And I was like, well, I will say one thing I always heard about this show was Martell and Mel. And the Scotts was a little jealous of them. Now, granted, I wasn't watching it back then, but
all I know is he said if it wasn't for us, he'd still be managing a movie theater.
Well,
I said I didn't hear that. Look, I didn't hear that in your come up story.
Right. So Martell brings up bringing them into Scope. They continue to go back and forth about why the business went into the negative. Marsau wants to know how Martell helped him. Martell is upset that he's downplaying what he's done for them. And then they talk about loaning money, and Chris eventually is like me. Okay, just stop. Just stop. Because
He's
Marsau,
like, I just want to make sure that you realize I didn't misconstrue anything. I communicated exactly what you
right,
said.
right. And
Yes.
and then and so once they're done, they decide that they're gonna be cool, because that's what men do. And he says, I'm having the event, the Bet on Black event, and I'd like you guys to come. And so, Chris and Nell will be there, and of course Martell, and he tells him to bring his harem of hoes.
What did he say? He took a shot. He took a shot. Oh, um, I know when Chris said something about he was like, yeah, you did communicate everything correctly. We're gonna have a long, healthy friendship. Martell said as long as you start inviting him to stuff and stop acting like a friend and and not being a friend. I thought,
I
oh,
didn't catch that.
you didn't. And
No.
I thought it was crazy because Martell is basically explaining all the things I've done for you as a friend. And then you over here talking about I'm gonna have this long lasting friendship with Chris, but you wouldn't even invite him to your expo. You didn't treat him like a friend. I said, He was quick on his toes then.
Well,
All right, so now we in Mid City. Okay. This popping new area in
that's real cute.
Huntsville.
They brought
Uh,
they brought sand to the Huntsville.
yes, they did. What is it? So Mid City, I'm thinking is like an area because they was at a bar,
Yeah,
right? Okay. So Mel is going to meet up with Kiki so that they can catch up. Mel said she didn't even know if the girl was gonna show up since she didn't show up to the baby reveal.
right.
Kiki said she was definitely trying to be there, okay, because she
She
wanted
was
to show
so
face.
scared.
She said she wanted to show face. She said, I don't back down from nothing. I don't know why that was giving Miss Wanda. Then they catch up a little bit about
Because that
Kiki.
is her auntie.
But they don't really get along either. So I mean,
No, yeah.
I guess. Um, so they catch up a little bit about Kiki's health. She said that she's doing a little bit better. Mel said she's out here living her best life, catching flights and not feelings. So she had to put her onto the T with the town hall meeting. And the tension in the room between Stormy and Marsau. She said she just doesn't understand why two multimillionaires are having tension over $100. And
We
that's
still
where I was
talking
coming
about this $100?
Now Kiki says that she doesn't really think it was $100. It was the way he came at her, and she's like, we all know that the man can be facetious. He'll say things to people, in a very um
Condescending.
condescending tone, pretty much, yeah. And think that you're dumb enough not to understand it. And she said he was way different before the money and the fame. I guess it changed him. Okay.
Okay,
You got dough and you changed.
right.
Okay. Well, she asked her about her relationship. Mel asked her about her relationship between Tisha, and she said, I thought we was doing better. I thought we was on the
They
right track,
moving
but
backwards.
apparently not. But she feels it's due to these rumors going on about Marsau having an affair with, I don't know, some mystery woman because
Because they
OWN keep on
bleeped out
bleeping
the
the
name.
name out. What did you say?
No, I said because they bleeped out the name.
Now, apparently it was two women.
We gonna protect them Scots, boy, ain't we?
Apparently it was two women. Okay. And Marsau had a threesome. I want to know who it is. Okay.
So
But
maybe that was his bag.
she's saying, so I'm a little bit confused. She said this is why I'm guessing they're not talking. So I'm guessing maybe Kiki is out here spreading these rumors because she said we was doing good until these rumors came out. Boo, are you the one spreading them? And that's why y'all ain't doing good? Because you ain't say that. You ain't spill that tea. So, but clearly, listen, it got to be her because she's spreading them right now for the TV for us to know. So here we go again. Here we go again. And then
Well,
the episode looked like it's about to be juicy.
you stupid. So yeah, y'all, that was I think, yeah, it was a light fluff. Kind
Yeah, towards
of,
the end it was good. I liked how Martell got in Marsau's ass.
yeah.
And really the scene with Kiki really was not all that because the names was bleeped out. But looking at the preview for next week, I'm psyched. I'm boosted.
She gonna get her Miss Wanda on next episode. And there's
Mm.
always one, right? But yeah, no,
She said,
so drop
scratch your
down,
ass and get glad.
you stupid. Drop down in the comments. Let us know what you think about this episode. But if you haven't already, please make sure that you've hit the like button.
You comment
You subscribe.
and you hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And we will catch you next week for another review of The Love and the Marriage that is the Huntsville. Bye-bye.
Good night.